You know, here's a good retirement story for you, right? It's about an American company, good old Costco. I'm sure you've all been there at least one time or another. It's been in the news lately as some of our World Cup tourists have filmed themselves full of wonderment inside a Costco, and maybe at Buc-ee's too. They can't believe how big they are. They really are, because there's nothing like them in Europe, where space is a big premium. But Costco has quietly built an army of blue-collar millionaires, according to the CFO, Gary Millerchip. Costco now has many thousands of U.S. hourly workers with over $1 million in their 401ks, a byproduct of 2 decades of compounding wages. That's good. One, matches, corporate matching, and a stock that has run more than 2,000% higher since 2008. Now, that's a success story I can get behind. That's a feel-good one, isn't it? So we thought we'd get a point of view of our next guest. He's a retirement expert. He'd probably like to manage a lot of that money for him. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Craig Bolanos. Craig, maybe you should set up a desk inside Costco and talk to all their employees. What say you?
I think so. It's a testament not to Costco. It's a testament to a story that it's not about huge salaries. It's about discipline. Scott, this reminds me, everybody seems to overestimate what they can do in like a single year, but everybody underestimates the power of what can get done in 20 to 30 years. And that's what we're seeing in this narrative.
So that's why they always say get started early, right? They don't care if it's $100 a month when you're in your 20s. Just get started. The journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. All those types of things. They just want you to get going, because then you will start to benefit from the time in the market, not timing the market, correct?
Yeah, I got news for everybody. You know, the eighth wonder of the world is not artificial intelligence, even though it might seem like it. The eighth wonder of the world remains compounding, and the magic, which is almost a miracle of compounding, should be what everyone focuses on, time in the market. But there's another story here. That discipline I mentioned, Scott, is one of not allowing lifestyle creep. You know, the secret to getting retired and staying retired is trying to aspire to save 15% of your total income. If you're saving 15% of your total income, you're going to be just fine. But when you get a 3-4% pay raise, that means you got to add 1 or 2% of that 3 to 4% pay raise into your 401k deferral. You do that every single year over a period of years, people are going to be at the 15% number before they know it.
I mean, it's also a good example of when you work for a good company that does the right thing. You know, over the last 18 years, their stock is up 2,000%. That's also saying something, and that's probably why they don't lose a lot of folks, because it's such a well-run company. The stock's done very well. Corporate matching, those types of things suddenly add up to be $1 million in your 401k, right?
You know what? We recognize at VestGen Wealth Partners, I mean, we serve our end client in the same way Costco is serving customers. But that means for Costco, just like it is at VestGen, we've got to value our teams. We got to pour into our teams. We got to give them opportunity. We got to see them. We got to hear them. And we got to give them the luxury of robust benefit packages so they can go ahead and take care of themselves. And when great companies of America do that work, look at the success that it creates. When you've got people who actually want to wake up and come to work every single day, they put good into the customers and clients. And that's what I see Costco has done. That's what we've aspired to do at VestGen, and I know there's many other businesses around that are working towards those same endeavors.
And even if you don't work for Costco, it doesn't mean you can't be investing in stocks that have a chance of going up by 2,000%. So I don't want people at home to think, well, I don't work at Costco, so I'm never going to get that chance. Well, just because you don't work there doesn't mean you might have a corporate matching at your firm, which is a great thing, but you can still invest in Costco stock from wherever firm you're working in, or any other stock that might do well over that period of, so you can't blame it on the fact that you don't work at Costco and you're not going to be benefiting from the run up in Costco price, because you can still own Costco shares without having to work there, right? So it's about picking the right stocks and the places to be for the long term, getting that compounding, maybe a little bit of corporate matching in there as well, and that's the secret to success. Slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race, and maybe you don't work for a company. So many people are in the gig economy, and if you're in the gig economy, it all starts with your individual retirement account. You then grow into a SEP IRA. You then grow into a solo K, and you use all of the leverage that our tax code grants the independent business owner to create their own benefit packages to get retired and stay retired. You're exactly right, Scott.
And you know, that is your byline, get retired, stay retired. How many people get retired and don't stay retired as a percentage, not just of your customers, but your clients, but across the spectrum?
You know, it's not going to be our clients because we have disciplined, systematic, repeatable processes that are tested in the trenches. So people are fine. But what I do see is I see people who retire early, people who don't have a written, documented financial plan that maintains their spending within what I call a lower and an upward corridor. And there's far too many people. You and I have talked about it on your television and your radio program, Scott. They retire, say at 60, they have a great run for the first 15, 18 years, but then during that 18-year time period, their cost of living doubled. Their property taxes doubled, their retiree health care doubled. And if they didn't have a plan to double their retirement income, guess what? Inflation has now crept in and it's ruining them. And that is a large, disproportionate amount of the American retiree. So I think the challenge out there, whether people are going it alone or getting professional advice, work with someone who has the ability to help you grow your income in retirement so you too don't become a fallen angel and end up unretired.
Oh boy, what you just said there, I think is the most important thing to realize, that things change even though you've started that retirement. You don't have this solid thing that, you know, once you retire, things all stay the same. No. You know, there used to be the football coach who would put the X's and O's up on the screen before we went out to the field, but he'd always remind us that, by the way, I'm not, you know, the other team actually moves once the ball snapped. They're not going to be where you think they're going to be once you know, it's not as easy as just putting the X's and O's up there. That's the same when it comes to retirement. Once you pull that trigger for retirement, things still do change and move around, and you got to be ready to go with the flow. That's great advice. Thank you very much, Craig. That's why we have you on. Craig Bolanos, he's a co-founder and wealth partner at VestGen Wealth Partners up in Chicago. We'll see you again next week, brother.